The road to being a successful NBA player has many paths. Some players, such as Luka Doncic, don't hesitate to prove their worth from the jump, but others, such as Seth Curry, Danny Green, and two-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert, begin their career in the NBA's Development League. In this video, we're going to look at some of the top and most well-known rookies in the G League this season. Y'all somehow got 10,000 likes in under 24 hours, so I guess I've got to show my face. As we speak, I'm buying a camera and equipment, so that'll be out soon, but I'm just saying it's gonna be on Twitter, so go follow me there. Link is in the description, and let's hop into it. This video is sponsored by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, it's got everything to grow your online presence to take your business to the next level. We're gonna start by looking at some first round selections that have played in the G League this season. Romeo Langford was the 14th pick in the recent draft by the Boston Celtics. After just one season at Indiana, while he averaged over 16 points a game, he didn't prove to be that extremely versatile scorer we saw as a top recruit in high school, shooting less than 30% from three. I didn't think he showed enough to warrant a lottery selection, but hey, I'm not an NBA GM. He's played 12 games for the Celtics, where he's averaged 2.4 points, but only getting 9 minutes a game, so that's pretty irrelevant. We've had the opportunity to see him in 5 G League games as a member of the Maine Red Claws. In these games, he's averaged less than 10 points, shooting 48% from the field and 21% from three. I don't want to make any bold claims this early on in a player's career, but it's not the best start we've ever seen from a lottery selection. Next, we've got Seka Doumbouya, who was taken with the very next selection after Langford by the Detroit Pistons. As a very young foreign prospect, he came in with pretty low expectations for the beginning of his career. He's exceeded most of those so far, and has actually been one of the better rookies in the G League, as in 15 games, he's averaged 17 points, shooting 49% from the field and 38% from three. I really think he's had one of the most underrated rookie seasons. He's 6'8", 6'9", barely 19 years old, has proven to be a capable shooter, and his coordination and athleticism leave a lot of room for growth. He's actually played 18 games on the Pistons main roster, where he's averaged 8 points and 3 rebounds, shooting 37% from the field. His best performance of the season came about a week ago when he had 24 points against the Boston Celtics, where he shot 10 for 13 from the field and 2 for 5 from three. I really believe he's one of the few solid pieces for this Pistons roster going into the future. Next, we've got the 18th pick in the draft, Goga, another name I'm not going to try to pronounce, of the Indiana Pacers. I was very interested in Goga going into this draft. I really like the Celtics going with him at 14, but obviously they decided to go elsewhere. He hasn't spent too much time in the G League, but in his 3 games, he was very impressive, getting 22 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. I think the Pacers made the right pick with Goga. He's going to give them flexibility if they decide to make a roster move in their front court. He's actually already played in 36 games this season for the Pacers, where he's averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds. I really like his potential to be a solid interior defender while being a floor spacer at the other end, pretty similar to their starting center Miles Turner. The San Antonio Spurs had 2 first-rounders in the 2019 draft, where they decided to get a foreign prospect in Luka Samanic at 19 and Kentucky product Keldon Johnson at 29. At the time, it looked like they did pretty good in the draft. Both these players were consistently ranked higher going in. The Spurs have decided to let both their young players grow in the G League, as Samanic hasn't even played in the NBA, and Keldon Johnson has played in just 2 games for a total of 7 minutes. In 24 appearances for the Austin Spurs, Luka hasn't been too impressive, getting 14 points and 9 rebounds, but shooting just 41% from the field and 31% from three. Keldon, he's played in 25 games where he's averaged 21 points a game, obviously pretty solid, but has yet to prove himself beyond the perimeter, shooting just 24% from three. Next, we've got another star from the Summer League and another name that's extremely hard to pronounce, Mfiondu Kabengele of the Los Angeles Clippers, who they got via a draft night trade from the Brooklyn Nets. He's played 10 games on the Clippers roster, getting on average just 4 minutes. He spent most of his time in the G League so far, already playing in 19 games where he's averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Kabengele's got a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see his path going into the future. Now, some other first rounders that we've got to mention, but have only played 2 or 3 games, include Jordan Poole, who in 3 games lit it up, averaging 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, shooting 42% from 3. But in the 39 games he played for the Warriors, it was quite the opposite, shooting 28% from the field and 27% from 3. You've got first rounder Ty Jerome, who in 2 performances put up a solid 14 points, shooting 56% from the field and 50% from 3. And then you got Dylan Windler of the Cavs, who's currently dealing with a leg injury, but in his first 2 games, averaged 7 points, shooting 44% from the field. The next part of this video is players that were taken in the second round or undrafted, but are worth mentioning based on notoriety. At one point in his freshman season at Oregon, Bol Bol was looked at as a lock to be a top selection, most mocks having him as a top 5 pick. He then suffered a season-ending injury, but was still looked at as a lottery selection. He slowly fell in the draft process, but even on draft night, most expected Adam Silver to say his name, but he ended up falling to the 44th pick in the second round to the Denver Nuggets. He's yet to play on the main roster, but has played 8 G League games so far, where he's averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds, shooting 58% from the field and 36% from 3. Nothing crazy, but not necessarily disappointing. I don't think many people are doubting the talent or upside, but it's his future health that has most concerned. If he can avoid injuries, the Nuggets might have another massive steal in their resume. Tacko Fall's become an internet sensation. He's easily one of the most well-known undrafted players we've ever seen. The obvious thing that has put so many eyes on the Celtics center is his absurd height, standing at 7 feet 7 inches, a height that's only been matched in NBA history. Tacko Fall had a solid 4 seasons at UCF. As a senior, he averaged 11 points, 8 rebounds, and almost 3 blocks, shooting 75% from the field. Clearly not game-breaking production, but enough to get people thinking about his potential. There were a lot of rumblings that a team would take a chance on him in the second round, but he ended up going undrafted. The Boston Celtics signed him for the Summer League, where he again flashed a lot of potential. They then decided to sign him on a 2-way deal. He's only played 4 games with the Celtics, averaging just 4 points and 3 rebounds, but that's pretty good considering that he's only averaged 5 minutes in those games. So, per 36 minutes, he is averaging 29 points and 7 rebounds, shooting 73% from the field. In the G League, he's played 17 games, averaging 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks, shooting 73% from the field. It's hard to imagine Tacko ever dominating the NBA, but I think it's a legit possibility that he can be a part of the Celtics rotation, giving them a productive 10 to 15 minutes a game. It's hard for a 7'7" player to play many minutes. For example, Boban has always had absolutely incredible per 36 numbers, but we barely ever see him play more than 15 minutes. Next, we've got another Celtics rookie in Carson Edwards that was getting praised as a massive draft steal during the NBA Summer League, and then that conversation carried over into the preseason when he drained 8 threes in 1 quarter. The 28 games he's played for the Celtics haven't been anything special, shooting just 32% from the field and 31% from 3, but he's played in 21 G League games also. He averaged 22 points in those games, but again, on pretty disappointing 43-23 shooting splits. Now, I'm a big believer in Edwards. You don't see the confidence that he has very much, and I think his ability to catch fire is going to keep him around for a long time. Some other notable players that have spent time in the G League include Kyle Guy, the face of the national champion Virginia team, who was taken in the second round by the Sacramento Kings. In 23 games so far, he's averaged 21 points, shooting 37% from 3. You've got Mario Shayok, who at one point in time was teammates with Kyle Guy. He was taken in the second round by the 76ers and makes this list with how impressive he's been. In 21 games, he's averaged 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 38% from 3. You've got Jalen LeCoux, who went undrafted after coming straight out of high school, but made headlines when the Suns gave him a 4-year contract, with 2 of those years being guaranteed. That's a format we typically see with first-round selections. In 19 G League games so far, he's averaged 14 points on pretty poor efficiency. Lastly, we've got Liangelo Ball, one of the most well-known players in the world to fail to touch the NBA court. He never got the top-ranked player treatment like his brothers LaMelo and Lonzo, and after getting arrested at the start of his freshman season at UCLA, it looked like it was going to be an uphill journey to the NBA. The last time we saw him play basketball was overseas in Lithuania and in his dad's league, the JBA. Up until recently, all we had heard is that he was rehabbing after ankle surgery, but the recent headline is that he signed as a practice player for the Oklahoma City Blue in the G League. So he's obviously different from all the other players we've mentioned. He hasn't actually played in the G League, and I'm not even sure if you consider him a rookie, but this might be our last opportunity to talk about Liangelo Ball in the NBA in the same sentence. All we know right now is that he's practicing with the Blue. Hopefully he can ball out in practice and prove his worth to at least make the G League roster. I truly hope for nothing but the best. Squarespace is the perfect place to create your own website. You can purchase your own domain directly from them and then use the templates to design your site. Their templates support all major types of content, including pages, galleries, blogs, commerce, calendars, and more. They make it easy to work with others with the ability to give team members access to your site's manager. They also have features to help bring traffic to your site, such as email campaigns. I think what I like most about my Squarespace experience is how simple it is to make a professional looking site. You don't need any coding knowledge or anything like that. They have everything for you to seamlessly bring your ideas or business to life. You guys can go check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Jimmer or click the link in the description to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. But that's the video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and the shoutouts are gonna be Swag, Toby, Gaming, Rivera, and that guy. If you guys want to shout out in the next video, all you got to do is like the video and comment like or rep notification squad, and I'll shout 5 you guys out. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great day, and peace.